we are doing for the Oracle observations for the rising signs to see what it is you need to keep most in mind and heart this coming week to help everything rise into place. I am Sabrina Sahara. I am back on a Sunday, live at 5. We're going to tap right in. I'm going to first off wish every single one of you a happy, happy new moon, Aries supermoon solar eclipse vibes, as we did have yesterday. So I hope that you are feeling that. As always, we do start off with Aries. So I know Aries energy, you are feeling this transit quite heavily, especially when we have today Neptune going into Aries for the first time in over 150 years, I think 160 years, Neptune joining the Aries alignment. We've got Mercury in Aries, still in retrograde motion. We have Venus that just left Aries. So it's been very combustible in all of this. And now we have the sun and the moon. Moon has transitioned since to Taurus, but during our tapping in, we had our very powerful solar eclipse in Aries. So I hope you're feeling the very reflective and retrospective and rising energy. We had this solar eclipse during the dawn hours, Eastern Standard Time. So it was quite auspicious for this energy of a new day. It's the new year, right? Aries brings in the new astrological new year, and for us to have this very powerful solar eclipse in Aries during the dawn hours. So powerful stuff. So as a result, we are going to be tapping into moonology for our foundation frequency for the oracle cards. And then we're going to be tapping in, as always, with tarot to get a little bit more detail in regards to the message at hand. So let's tap right in, starting off with Aries. Let's see, Aries, what Spirit has in store for you, given this very powerful energy. Give thanks, Spirit, tapping in for the Aries collective. What would you have them know? Message from Madam Moon. And this very powerful solar eclipse. Give thanks. Tapping in for Aries. For the Aries. We've got communication is key, new moon in Gemini. So it is very important for you to communicate as effectively and efficiently as you can this particular week, Aries, especially with this very combustible energy that is surrounding your sign this particular week. Again, for this solar eclipse energy in Aries, we have got Mercury in retrograde. So as we know, Mercury has a tendency to kind of make things, first of all, about communication, about commerce, about commuting, all of these things, right? About community. So when we think about these comm words that are tapping in for Mercury, especially during a retrograde, that's when all of those areas have a little bit of a delay where things kind of are a little bit more haywire. So that's even more reason for you to be as mindful and as soulful as you can this particular week through the rest of this retrograde energy with this very powerful Aries alignment for you, Aries, in particular, to make sure that you are getting things across as evenly, as honestly as possible, with the least amount of drama and trauma as you can muster up, if possible. It is what it is, right? But as you go through it, and as you remind yourself, Mercury is in retrograde, it's going to make you hold off, hold back, reflect. Again, very reflective energy whenever we're tapping into retrogrades before you speak, right? So be mindful of making sure that you are responding versus reacting or retaliating in a particular thing. And that's just going to make things smooth out a little bit better. So we're going to tap in further for you, Aries, and see what is in store. Clarifying these energies. We've got the Seven of Swords in the reversal position. So there is an energy of deception and betrayal and somebody being a little bit sneaky that you are being protected from right now. So this is important when we think about being communicative as honestly, as effectively as possible, of also making sure that you are responding instead of reacting or retaliating, because you're being guarded from this kind of energy. You may have just cleared somebody. You may be being warned in this regard in terms of making sure that following your gut, following your intuition, that if you feel like something ain't right or someone ain't right, chances are that that's exactly right. So move yourself away from these kinds of energies because you are clearly being directed to being protected. And there it is. need I say more? So it could be an addiction energy. It could be somebody that's a little bit too overbearing, a little obsessive, is trying to kind of hold on to you a little bit too tightly. When you feel this kind of energy, when you feel a sense of somebody trying to control, that doesn't really respect your boundaries, this kind of thing, this is why it's also very important to communicate these things, because it's a way to also, not to say test someone, but to really see how much they're really hearing you ultimately, right? There's listening, there's hearing, there's different levels of these things. Ultimately, when you decide to communicate with someone, what your expectations are, what your boundaries are, what it is that you feel, what makes you feel good, what doesn't make you feel good, and then to acknowledge how it is that they choose to listen to that, to hear you, and as a result to actually treat you. That's going to make it very clear for you in regards to what it is that you need to walk away from, how you need to protect yourself, because we can be protected, but God helps those who help themselves. So make sure that you are also putting yourself in a vicinity where you are protecting yourself, that you are not putting yourself in a vicinity where you don't feel safe, where you do feel like somebody's trying to control or manipulate or steal something from you or of you. It's going to be a lot clearer as the week progresses, but ultimately make sure that you are communicating what it is that you feel, what feels good to you, what doesn't feel good to you. And it's going to be very clear who it is that you're speaking that truth to, how they actually adhere to that, how they actually respect you, how they're actually respecting your boundaries or not. And then it's up to you. Again, this level of protection, ultimately, we have to make sure that we are putting ourselves in the right environments and removing ourselves from the wrong ones. So I hope that helps. I hope that helps everything rise into place. Nothing is falling. It is only up from here for the Aries Rising Collective. And if you do claim this reading, I'm going to keep it simple from now on with the emojis. Just throw in the Aries symbol at the bottom in the comment section below for the Aries Rising Collective if you do claim that reading. Ashe. Continuing on for the Taurus Rising Collective. Taurus Risings, let's see what is in store for you this week. What do you need to release? Waning moon, a lot of releasing energy. And it's ironic because we are in a new moon frequency, and new moons are usually about what it is that we're calling in, right? Versus full moons, which is about release. But because it's a solar eclipse, because things are being burned away, very much releasing energy. It's about transmutation. It's about transforming something that you don't want anymore and bringing in, making space for the new, right? That release to increase, that face it to replace it, the urge to purge. This is what we're feeling right now across the board. So for the Taurus risings, think about, feel about what it is that you need to release in order for you to make space for what it is that you actually want to experience. Oftentimes, we have a lot of people and energies taking up space when it is ultimately the truth is that we know what it is that we want. And sometimes we don't know what we want, but we know what we don't want. So when we know what we don't want, start there and discard that, release that, walk away from that, and then find your way, because ultimately walking ahead may be unknown, but when you know where you are isn't it, you can't go wrong by at least finding something new, something else. And again, making space for what it is that you actually want. And the clarity is going to come once you start to remove the debris of what it is that ultimately does not make you feel good. Let's go in further, see some clarification for this energy for the Taurus Rising Collective. Give thanks, Spirit. Clarifying the energies for the Taurus Rising Collective. What would you have them know? We've got the Two of Wands thus far. And this is an energy of the world is in your hands that you get to decide, right? So we've got some stack energy here. So we're going to try to go through it quickly for you guys because clearly Spirit wants you to know a lot right now. The world is in your hands. Ultimately, your wish is your command. This energy of the wand, whenever I tap into the wands, whenever wands come through, we come in with this energy of abracadabra, right? The number 2 always brings in duality, brings in choices. So you do have a choice, especially when we think about releasing to increase. Something that you have, a relationship, a job, whatever it is a choice ultimately. And you are holding that in your hands. But when you're holding something in your hand, you can't hold anything else, right? So you have to make the decision and decide if what it is that you're holding onto is actually what it is that you want to continue to hold on to. Or do you want to make space for something new? We've got the moon in reverse. So this is an energy of things coming to the surface that have been not really revealed as of yet. And again, very much dualistic energy as well with the two dogs, with the split energy, very much tapping into this solar eclipse that we had yesterday in terms of burning away what doesn't serve, making space for the new, allowing the things that you're not sure of, make space to come through. At least there's clarity at the end of the day. Clarity, you can't go wrong. We've got the Four of Swords. This is all about retrograde energy, but it is time for you to wake up. Whether you have been in a nap, whether you've been, again, reflective is important. Be in a reflective mode, absolutely. But when it comes time for you to realize and recognize that you've gotten some type of guidance, you've gotten this inspired action, then it's like, now, what am I actually going to do about it? After the inspiration comes through, what action am I going to take? This solar eclipse is in Aries, so it's about being action oriented. It's about the drive. It's about ambition. It's about moving forward. And when we get the Four of Swords in the reversal position, it's saying, nap time is over. Now it's about deciding what it is that you want. It doesn't necessarily mean to act on everything, but it's about putting things in place, starting to create an actual plan because you're strong enough to do it. You are the gentle maiden that ultimately can tame any ferocious beast. So whatever it is that you're dealing with, ultimately, that is an energy of releasing because it isn't as calm and isn't as aligned with your gentle spirit and your gentle energy, especially when we think about relationships. And this is, again, that energy of, if you don't know for sure, you know what you don't want, right? You might not know what you want, but you know what you don't want. And if you're in an energy and a dynamic where you feel like you can't be yourself and you can't be sweet and you can't be calm, or you feel like you can't say I love you or these kinds of things, it's an energy of express it ultimately and release it if it's not for you, to make space for what actually is for you. Temperance energy. This is tapping into moderation. This is tapping into kind of feeling one foot in and one foot out. And this is where we come right back to the start of this with the choices ultimately. So you get to decide where it is that you want to be, who it is that you want to be, and who you want to share your life with. If you feel like you're one foot in, one foot out in a particular environment or relationship or whatever it is, you need to decide which way you're going. Because you have the opportunity to be that cat that got its cream, right? That energy of being so fulfilled, that wish fulfillment, but it's in the reversal position. So this is the increase that is being held back from you because of what it is that you have not yet released. So it's important for you to now start paying attention to what needs to go. Whenever cups are upside down in a reversal position, that means that your cup cannot runneth over. Your cup is empty. Any upside down cup is empty. So you have to think about what it is that you need to do to bring everything right side up again, refill those cups, let others drink of the overflow instead of depleting you and having empty cups. And if you don't do it, Spirit's going to shift or be shifted. Straight up. And this is why you had to stack energy. And I wasn't even looking at the cards before. I'm just pulling them out and Spirit is just like, and it's all in alignment. Ultimately, if you don't make the decision for yourself, the decision is going to be made for you. So this tower moment that is potentially coming is only if you do not release the things, the people, the energies, the environments, the emotions. This could be also internal talk and narratives and stories that you tell yourself and the illusions of doubt and fear and imposter syndrome, whatever it is that does not serve. The things that you need to release, Spirit is giving you the opportunity to release them for yourself. Because this is also about being protected, but making sure that you're protecting yourself. So if you're in an energy of making sure that you are protecting yourself, then you need to make sure that you are jumping ship before this shit goes down in flames. You're gonna know what that is. So that's your message, Taurus Rising. Very intense for you guys because of this stack energy that came through. Had to give it to you. So if you do claim this reading, then please put the Taurus emoji in the comments below. I do hope that that helps everything rise into place. Nothing is falling. It is only up from here. And we're going to keep it moving for the Gemini Rising Collective. Gemini Risings. Let's see what is in store for you this week. And I thank y'all for tuning in. For those that are here, thank you, thank you. I do try to get through the readings as quickly as possible, so I don't really read comments and all that stuff. But when I do my lives on Instagram, I do definitely do all of the comments and stuff like that. So follow me on Instagram, Sabrina Sahara Shares. on Instagram, and I do some lives there as well. Tuesday Tea at 2, namely, is one of the weekly lives that I do on IG. So tap in, Tuesday Tea at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Tuesday. Gemini Risings, Gemini Risings. Give thanks, Spirit, for the Gemini Rising Collective. What would you have them know at this time? What you need to know, Gemini Risings, is you're very close to achieving your goal. Gibbous Moon, very close to achieving your goal. So whatever it is that you are doing, that you are passionate about, that you've been implementing, that you've been very steadfast and consistent about, it's coming. You heard that car zoom by? Things are moving. There's a gusto, there's a drive, quite literally, that you have been feeling, that you have been implementing. This is about momentum and that snowball effect that has been happening. You've been on this kind of steady climb, this steady rise, and what it is that you have been doing, what you've been devoted to, what you've been disciplined with, is coming forward in such a powerful, expanding, full energy kind of a mode that's coming through for you, this gibbous moon. So very close to achieving your goal. This is the energy of making sure that you don't get tired, that you don't give up, that you don't have this energy of doubt or it's taking too long. Timing is divine. Be so in an alignment of patience, of faith, of gratitude, that whatever it is cannot come before its time. This is all about harvest season, and harvest is continual as long as you keep planting seeds, right? We pluck weeds to plant seeds. When you continue to plant seeds, it doesn't really matter when it comes, because there's always going to be something that comes. So just be in alignment with, again, this energy of harvest is also about ripe fruit. And ultimately, we want our fruit to be ripe. So let it take its time. If you stare, if you're watching, if you're impatient and all of these things, first of all, you're telling Spirit, you don't know what you're doing. You're telling your ancestors like you've taken too long, and that it shows an energy of ingratitude that can end up delaying what it is that you're waiting for. It is always going to be worth the wait. I know you know that it will always be worth the wait. Let's go in further for the Gemini Rising Collective. What else would you have them know? Spirit, let's see what's going on. Knocking cards over. Okay. 7 of Wands in the reversal position. You've been in an energy of feeling defensive, protecting and guarding this thing that you have been working on, right? And Spirit's saying, you good. Don't feel too stuck about it. Don't feel too worried about it. Yes, keep certain things close to your chest. Some things are too sacred to share until it's ready, until it's time for it to be out there. Definitely be in an energy of protecting it, but don't be defensive. Don't feel like you have to guard it. This is an energy of preserving peace instead of protecting peace, right? Because when we think about protecting our peace, then we feel like we're holding up a weapon. And that's kind of counterproductive when you're trying to stay in an alignment of peace. So when you know that Spirit got you, and that everything is and it's already done, and this is, again, this energy of the harvest season when it's ripe and letting nature take its course, and if it's for you, it cannot be unfor you, cannot miss you, then you don't really have to feel like you're guarding it so strongly. You just have to be in an energy of, again, preserving that energy of peace, that energy of it is already done. Nobody can take this from me, but I'm going to be mindful and soulful in regards to what I share and who I share it with. And also just being in this faith of favor, that you are being so guarded and so protected that in some ways you don't even really need to be so overbearing in regards to yourself and this project. Spirit got you, but just be as discerning as you can in regards to who is around and who is listening and who is watching you. The Fool card in the reversal position, you're holding back from jumping off the cliff, of taking that leap of faith ultimately. So the same thing, so close, you're right on the edge. This is the energy of being right on the edge and just deciding to take that leap. So this is really a question for you. How good do you want it, right? People say, how bad do you want it? I don't want nothing bad. I'm sure you don't either. And ultimately, good, bad, and ugly is going to happen. But when we're calling things in, I'm not going to call in the bad. So you have to ask yourself, how good do I want it? And when you think about what it is that is on the other side of that door, that is going to be in that free fall, this thing that you have been implementing, that you've been consistent about, that you've had divine discipline over, you're not going to see it fully come to fruition, to the completion, to this energy of achieving until you take that leap of faith, until you jump off that cliff, until you go all the way. So Spirit is definitely telling you that it's time to go all the way, to bring in the energy of self-sufficiency, to bring in this energy of the mini Empress, right? This is the energy of having all of your resources taken care of, but doing it for yourself. And this is where sometimes there's a little hesitation that we have, is feeling like, can I really do this on my own? The Nine of Pentacles says, absolutely, yes, you can. The Nine of Pentacles says that you have the energy of the Falcon, which means you have this incredible vantage point from this as above energy that is looking down in many ways to all of the seeds that you've planted, to the harvest that is growing up to the sky. And this energy again of things happening in their time. This harvest season, timing is divine, but it is yours and it is abundant. And this energy of independence and self-sufficiency is guaranteed. But again, it all depends on the jumping off the cliff and feeling that you're protected. So there's nothing to fear. And that's what's going to lead you to that energy. And then we've got bang, bang, tapping in, like if for you to get this double energy here of our Queen of Pentacles and our Nine of Pentacles. The only energy missing is the Empress, right? So the Empress energy, and we still got another card, that would be totally freaky. It's the Empress card there. But when we tap into this energy, it's about resourcefulness, again, that independence. The reversal here is that hesitation, is that defensiveness, that is just kind of creating this block. That's what's making it as the almost, right? That you're close to. This is what makes it close to achieving your goal. That reversal energy is just that little bit of doubt, little bit of hesitation, whether it's imposter syndrome, whether it's fear that's going to make you not jump off the cliff or has you a little bit skittish right now. That's the only thing that's creating the delay to what is absolutely inevitable for you. And this is the choice. Right here again, when we tap into deciding if you're going to jump off the cliff or not, you're juggling right now. First of all, money, 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 money. Money. So whatever it is that you're working on is going to bring you a whole heap of money, but it can only happen when you take the leap. So you can only get the heap when you take the leap. So Gemini Rising, like I need you to think about what it is that you're juggling, what it is that you need to put down so that your hands can hold what it is that you actually want. This loop energy, this is an infinity energy. This taps into the infinite abundance number 8. This goes around, comes around, karma. What is it that you are putting out there that you want to come back to you ultimately? You've been putting in the work, and now you are the only one that needs to believe, to receive that it is already yours. It is already done. Beautiful energy, Gemini Rising. I hope that resonates. I hope that it helps everything rise into place. Nothing is falling. It is only up from here. If you claim this reading, throw down the Gemini zodiac emoji at the bottom. And hit me back and let me know what it is that you're working on. And when it brings that heap, when you take that leap, all right? Gemini Rising, give thanks. Awesome, awesome. Keeping it moving for the Cancer Rising. Collective Cancers. Let's see what is in store for you. Don't let pride get in your way. Full moon in Leo. So it's important to be proud, but it is important to be mindful of pride. Two different things, two different energies, right? A lot of times people can make decisions based on being prideful. This energy of pride, this energy of, I'm gonna do it by myself. I'm not asking for help. I'm not saying sorry. I'm not gonna be apologetic. I'm not gonna be accountable. I'm gonna stick my head in the sand because I can't deal with being wrong. More problematic, right? Being proud, on the other hand, is when you're able to look at yourself in the mirror, do that mirror work and be like, this is what I've accomplished. I'm so proud of what I've conquered, of what I've done, and of what I know is yet to come because of what I've already been able to accomplish. So just make sure that you have a good balance when it comes to that. Staying humble, keeping the alignment of humility, because that is also what's going to help you not be prideful, not make decisions based on pride, and making sure that you continue to have things that you can be proud of. And it is not just important to think about being proud of things, but it's important to be proud of how you treat people, how you treat yourself, the reputation that you have, the alignment that other people can say, yeah, even if they did this or they said this, they were able to come back and be accountable. That's the stuff that people are going to remember. the apology, the heartfelt apology, they will always remember over the grievance, over the thing, the mistake that was done. Ultimately, it can just completely wipe it out. So this is where the energy of proud and pride work hand in hand to help us be in alignment. And this is, again, Cancer energy is all about being very motherly, right? Making sure that you're also kind of protecting yourself because you've got that hard shell as the Cancer crab, but then you remind yourself that you've got that soft interior. And sometimes that's part of what makes the Cancer energy not necessarily want to apologize or whatever the case is, but yet you feel bad about it. So this is, again, where the balance is very, very important in regards to that, and just making sure that you're not allowing pride to get in the way of your goals, of your dreams, of your relationships, you know what I mean, of the dynamics that ultimately you want to preserve. And that's really the question, ultimately. What do you want to preserve in a dynamic, if you want to preserve it? So I think we got a flip out card in here. We did indeed. So we've got the Five of Pentacles in the reversal position. This is an energy in the upright position of feeling left out in the cold, of feeling abandoned, of feeling like somebody, you know, kind of left you forlorn, that they didn't really look out for you, or you were kind of doing it on your own. The reversal is you coming out of that energy. And this is where sometimes pride can help have us just remembering a wrong that somebody did to us. And it helps us, it makes us not forgive. It makes us hold on to a grievance, to whatever the case is. And as they say, forgiveness is never for the other person, it's for yourself. And it's so true, because ultimately when people hold grudges, that's a hardening of their heart that they keep. And as a Cancer energy, Cancer rising energy, when you lead with an energy of heartfulness, you will only expand. But when your heart is hardened, when you're remembering what somebody did to you and you're putting yourself in a victimized position, it will have the actual and like absolute opposite effect, and end up hindering and end up harming and end up hurting your progression and what it is that you're trying to accomplish in your life. So you coming out of this energy of feeling abandoned, of feeling like a victim, of feeling forlorn, of feeling like somebody took advantage of you, were ungrateful, all of these things, especially as a Cancer alignment, with this motherly energy. When you're wronged, your first impulse is, I would never have done that to you. I can't believe I can't believe because I could never. But they are not you. And if anything, be thankful, be grateful that you could never, instead of taking it in like, how could they? Just start at, I could never. Thank God I would never. And just lead from that place. Continue to rise from that place. Leave them where they are. If anything, the reversal energy here is you leaving them out in the cold. Even if they were the ones to leave, even if they were the ones to abandon you, be grateful that they did, because they are not of your stuff. And if there's anything that you're sure of from this treatment, is that they are not of your stuff. So be grateful that they made it easy and walked away from you, because chances are you would have had a harder time walking away from them because of how you love, because of how you give and forgive. So be grateful for that ultimately. And if anything, think of it as a rescue. Think of it as a lookout. And now you get to look out for yourself. And now you got options, but you know that not all of the options are good for you. And if anything, that is even more so what this feeling abandoned energy is going to remind you of, because you may not have chosen to leave this person, but they chose to leave you, or this relation, this dynamic, whatever it is, chose to now be away from your environment, out of your peripheral. And now you get to be more discerning and be able to learn, because every relationship, every dynamic is a learning process. At the end of the day, however long it lasts, however good, bad, or ugly it is, what did you get from it? What did you learn from it? And how did it bring you back to you? How did it teach you how you want to love? Again, for you to be able to say, I could have never done that. Be so grateful that you can say that you would never do that to somebody else, because that says more about you, and that's all you need to focus on, you. So tap into that energy, and ultimately let them be prideful if they want to be prideful. But for you, release the energy of pride, release the energy of feeling abandoned, release the energy of it needed to be and that should have happened and it shouldn't have happened the way that it did. It happened exactly how it was supposed to. Sorry, not sorry. But now just focus on what you gained from it, how much of a better person it made you, how much it reminded you of how much of a good person you are and what you would never do. And know that that is just bringing you into a higher vibration, a higher alignment, to find the higher ground where your people are, where your tribe is, where your ultimate partner, relationship, job, boss, whatever it is actually there waiting for you to come to them. ultimately. So continue to rise to the occasion because they're already there waiting for you. And they did the work. They've done the same work that you are on right now so that you can meet and make it happen. So beautiful energy for you, Cancer risings. Love that for you. Love that for you. If you do claim this reading, then throw the Cancer emoji, zodiac sign in the comments below. And I do hope that that resonates and helps everything rise into place. Nothing is falling. It is only up from here. Moving it along for the Leo risings. Let's see. Leo risings, you got work through your fears. New moon in Scorpio. So whatever it is that you are a little bit worried about, that you are stressed about, that you are doubting, you know, this energy of fear, right? It's an illusion. Ultimately, it's a false evidence appearing real, I believe is what they use as the acronym for fear, what the meaning is for fear. It's not real. It's not true. It's only as real and as true as you make it. So this is a question that you have to ask yourself. First of all, what am I afraid of? And is there a reason for me to actually be afraid of that? And shouldn't you be more afraid of the power that you have to make the very thing that you are afraid of that isn't real just by you being afraid of it? Does that make sense? We are manifesting every single thing by our emotions and by our thoughts, by where it is that we focus our attention. So the very thing that you are afraid of that is not real, it's just a thought, it's a fear, it's something that could happen and you're worried about it. No, I'm so what if, right? What if the opposite? What if you eliminate that idea altogether? What if that? Then there goes the fear. And then there goes the reality of it potentially happening because you've eliminated the thought and the feeling altogether. So this is what we need to think about facing, is facing this idea of fear and why it is that we're choosing to give it attention. That very thing that we are afraid of, we are actually manifesting it just by giving it the potential for it to happen. Remove the potential, clear it out completely. So working through the idea of fears is ultimately eliminating the whole concept of fear. How about that? How about we try that on for size? And bringing in the Ace of Pentacles when we do it. How about that, Leo rising? Because Ace of Pentacles in the upright position right here with the Three of Swords. So I get it. The fears has to do with honk, right? The little honk horn. Anytime I hear things happening outside the window while I'm in the middle of a reading, there's always some type of symbology to it. So there was something that was kind of a horn blaring, alerting. This thing is kind of reminding you and harkens you back. And that's what brings you into this energy of fear. You could be teetering on the potential for a new relationship, but you're holding back because you have a fear of what happened previously, of how your heart was broken, of how you were betrayed, whatever the case may be. More often than not, with the Three of Swords, it is heart related, it is love related, right? But it could be a family situation, it could be a parent situation, a child situation, but in terms of dealing with the heart, nothing necessarily professional or something that you're kind of a little bit more emotionally detached from. This is something that you are emotionally detached to, someone that you were or still are emotionally attached to. And as a result, it is bringing up a lot of fears for you, especially if it's another horde, especially if it is blaring, alerting, hearkening you back to something that happened previously. But there's a new beginning. There's a new seed that you are ready to plant. There is a new threshold, there's a new portal that you are ready to walk through, that ultimately you have to decide if you're going to, again, not work through the fear of eliminating, even if, again, and the truth of the matter is, the things that we are afraid of, yes, they could happen. Absolutely they can. Because a lot of times we say to ourselves, I'm not going to be in fear and I'm just going to go full speed ahead and I'm going to just dive in and then shit happens. Absolutely. But we're in a dualistic dimension. Shit happens. You know what I'm saying? But that's part of the challenge that brings the change. It's necessary. It's part of what brings us into an energy of understanding ourselves and understanding ourselves, of having accessibility to real life so that people can approach us and feel like you know what you're talking about. If we just go through life with hearts and candies and rainbows and flowers and unicorns all the time, then what is it that we're really learning? And how can we actually help ourselves and help others when they are going through some real stuff? You know what I'm saying? So ultimately, whatever happens, whether it's what has happened in the past or what could happen in the future, the whole point is not to fear it. And if anything, welcome it, embrace it, Expect it and know that it is only going to make you stronger. It's only going to make you better. And then it's going to bring you into new seeds to plant, to bring into fruition, to bring in new portals, to bring in new experiences that you can only experience, that you can only achieve because of what you've experienced before, because of the heartbreak and the heartache. Because when we think of Rumi's, one of my favorite quotes that Rumi says is, you have to keep breaking your heart until it opens. I mean, wow, right? You have to keep breaking your heart until it opens. That's real. When we think about light escaping, it's through cracks that we can see that light blaring through, right? Think about water coming through something or air passing through. It needs a space, it needs a crack, it needs a break, it needs a tear, it needs a rip for there to be flow, for there to be air, for there to be breath, for there to be light to come shining through. So always take it in as something positive that is happening for a reason so that you can get somewhere else and experience something more. Heal it, feel it to heal it, definitely. But don't think of it as a fear to fear. Think of it as a fear to feel. And as you process it, you're acknowledging that you are going to get to something bigger and something brighter. Keep planting those seeds because they're coming through. They're absolutely coming through for you. And fortunately, unfortunately, depending on how we look at it, it does come through heartache a lot of the time. The change comes through challenge more often than not, right? Keep climbing the mountain. You're just going to get stronger. Hare Krishna. I see you, Katan. Thank you. How you doing? So Leo Rising, that was for you. Pop in the Leo emoji if you do claim that reading. I hope that it resonates. I hope that it helps everything rise into place. Nothing is falling. It is only up from here. And now we're tapping into the Virgo Risings. Ashe, I see you, the Leo. Nice, nice. Got your message. Awesome, Katan. Virgo Risings, let's see what is in store for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Spirit. Tapping in for the Virgo Rising Collective. What would you have them know at this time? The end of a tough cycle approaches. Full moon in Capricorn. Another earth alignment here for you for the Virgo Rising Collective. It's been rough. We had, because I'm a Virgo moon myself, so our full moon was tapping into Virgo energy, right? There was a lot that needed to be discarded, a lot that needed to be released. And when you tap in to that release to increase, no matter what, you can only gain from that. It's more in store. It's about the more in store. So when things are rough and things are tough and things are hard, it's just like the message that I just gave for the Leos, is ultimately the challenge is going to come. It is inevitable, but change often comes through the challenge. And we have to give thanks, be grateful for that challenge that is going to bring us to this energy of change. Anything that we're experiencing, that we're tapping into this energy of release to increase, that means it's something that's not good, right? If we're tapping into an energy of release, that means it's something that we're realizing that we've outgrown, that isn't good, that doesn't feel good, that's just not in our alignment anymore. So in many ways, we can look at that as something bad per se, but it's not bad if we're just acknowledging that it is no longer for us and that we need to now release it to increase what is for us, to make space for it. So all of it is connected. And this is why we have to be grateful for the good, the bad, and the ugly, because it is all connected. There's absolutely no separation. But the beautiful thing is, ultimately, it's coming to an end for you. That roughness, that hard, that, stress, the anxiety, whatever it is that you have been working through is culminating. It is coming into completion energy. We're in a 9 years, so very much in a completion energy. And that's beautiful. So let's get further clarification in regards to this tough cycle that is knocking down cards, that is bringing in the energy of the Hangman, bringing in the energy of the Hierophant, and the Seven of Wands, all in reversal position. Starting off with the Hangman, and we've got two major arcana. So it's, again, major energy. This is tapping into very, very fundamental energy. So the Hangman energy in the reversal position is ultimately saying that you are aware of your inner wisdom. And this is connecting to the Hierophant as well, because the Hierophant taps into an external guru, tapping into somebody that you're, connecting with, even listening to a reading like this, looking outside of yourself. But this is about bringing you back into yourself. Both of these cards coming in reversal is saying that you have all of the answers. that you need to go inward. And in many ways, you have to kind of do the opposite of what it is that you think that you need to do to find those answers. So oftentimes we kind of give it up. And it's not even to say about just giving it up to God or Jesus, take the wheel, right? It's about there is no separation. It's about you have the answers because you are God, because you are co-creating and co-curating this experience. And when you come into an energy of surrender, you are also surrendering to self and source, trusting in that process, trusting in the energy that, you know what, the worst is behind me because I said so. Tapping into that, just this energy, if the worst is behind me because I said so, that means literally it is only up from here. So tap into that your inner reserves, retrograde energy with Mercury right now, Venus still in retrograde. We're connecting to reflection. We're connecting to a recharge. We're connecting to just kind of redoing and reviewing and going inward, taking that time inward so that when we go in an energy of direct motion, when Mercury goes direct, when Venus goes direct, we as well can now redirect our energy into something that is more positive and just something that is more free flowing, that doesn't feel so constrained and so rough and so tough all of the time. And then this feeling of defensiveness. You get to put the weapon down. And Spirit wants you to put the weapon down. But you can only put the weapon down when you trust in the process. And you can't trust in the process until you trust in self and source. You got to trust yourself. You got to trust source and understand and understand that there is no separation. And the more that you understand that energy, that there is no separation between you and source, the more you are going to come into this high vibrational alignment that is going to incessantly remind you of exactly that, to the point where you will not be able to forget again. And then there's no need for you to be holding up a weapon because you know that you are God, because you know you got you and you know God got you, because again, they are one in the same. So tap in, feel this energy of like free flowing of, again, the worst is behind you. Why? Because you said so. Simple. Done and done. Okay? Virgo Rising, for you, for you, for you. I hope that that resonates. I hope that it helps everything rise into place. Nothing is falling. It is only up from here. If you do claim that reading, just throw your Virgo emoji in the comments below. And we're going to keep it moving for the Libra Rising collective. Tapping in for the Libra Risings. Give thanks, Spirit. Tapping in for Libra Risings. What would you have them most know at this time? You've got confidence is your key to success with a new moon energy in Leo. So when you come into an energy of confidence, of I know, it's not even just about I believe, it's about a knowing, right? There's an affirmation that was given to me as a clairaudience. I get a lot of my declarations, affirmations. I hear them very clearly and I share them widely. I post every Monday, Momentum Mondays, with a new declaration on my Instagram. So again, follow me on Instagram, Sabrina Sahara Shares. But one of them that I was given that I say every day is I am so grateful that I'm infinite abundance and I know exactly what to do. When you say and speak to yourself, I know exactly what to do, like where is there room for confusion? Where is there room for insecurity and a lack of confidence and, not knowing and being in doubt and being in fear? There is no room for it. You eliminate it. I know exactly what to do. And truly, when we really think and feel about it, we always know what to do. We just don't always listen. We're not always as obedient. The lack of confidence and the insecurity and the doubts and the things that we replay in our minds or other people's stuff, we'll sooner believe somebody's lie over our own truth sometimes because of how we're conditioned. So this is where we tap into our intuition and acknowledging the truth of the matter is, yes, we ultimately always know what to do. That second brain, that gut feeling in our heart, the intuition that speaks to us, what is actually intellectual, telling us what it is, we always get the messages. It's just about being obedient, about listening, about being confident enough to just stop there because we got the answer. And it doesn't matter the fallout. Sometimes we're more afraid of the fallout based on what it is that we know we should do. We know what to do, but we hinder ourselves and we stop ourselves because of fear of the fallout. Let it fall. Because we can always have a fear of losing someone else, but our ultimate fear should be losing ourselves. So keep that in mind as you're processing, as you are coming into the energy of confidence in regards to making the decisions for yourself based on how it serves you. And yes, we have to think about the greater good and the collective and all of these things. It's not about being selfish, but it's about being honest and self-assured and having self-esteem. So give thanks, Spirit. And some more clarification. We've got a limbo energy. We're going to start off with, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. Strength, confidence, power, tapping into the energy of the lion, of the Leo energy. Whoever's listening to this may be dealing with a conflict, something specific that has to do with a Leo. Or you've got another Leo placement. You're either a Leo sun, you've got a Leo moon, perhaps a Leo Venus, because this is probably heart related, relationship related. So definitely for those who are just received that, take heed that much more, because there's no accident here with this double Leo lion energy. And the question is, how strong are you? What are you choosing? And do you have the power and the strength and the confidence to tame the beast within, the beast in that relationship or that dynamic, what it is that you're choosing to not adhere to not listen to, what you know, but you're not paying attention to, you're not being obedient to. There's your confirmation, because you're definitely 1 foot in and 1 foot out when it comes to this. And you know where your feet are supposed to be firmly planted. You know exactly how you want to ground and root yourself in this situation. You know exactly what your ultimate abundant timeline is supposed to feel like. The question is, how confident are you in order to make that decision and do the things and say the things that are required in order for you to experience them? Very curious to see what this card is. Queen of Cups in the reversal position. A lack of self-love, a lack of not choosing you, a lack of not being confident and having an energy of self-esteem that it is you, but you're not choosing, you're not prioritizing, because you are prioritizing this dynamic or whatever it is that ultimately is not making you feel confident. And it is your key to success. Taming this beast, choosing strength, choosing confidence, choosing you, loving on you is your key to success, is what is going to bring you to exactly where the who that is already a part of you, it's already who you are. But there's just a delay, there's just a blockage because of this reversal, literally this heart blockage. So when we tap into cups, I always say, whenever a cup is in reverse, the cup is empty. And this is about making sure that your cup runneth over. But the special thing about the Queen of Cups that you'll see is the only cup card in the whole deck is that the cup has a cover. The cup has a crown. So not only does the Queen have a crown, her cup has a crown, which means there is still potential for that water to still be there, for that cup to continue to overflow. So it is an easier way, an easier task when you come into your energy of confidence and self-love for this reversal to come right back up again, right side up again. So that's very powerful. And this is again why this double energy with the Leo is about your confidence. That is very, very powerful in you. It's just about making sure that you are continuously and consistently choosing you and loving on you and making sure that you are coming into an energy of that infinite abundance because of how you see yourself. And if someone doesn't see you the way that you see you, you need to have a different reflection. Then maybe they shouldn't be seeing you no more. You know what I'm saying? So tap into that Libra Rising, because beautiful energy, beautiful energy. So I hope that that resonates. I hope that it helps everything rise into place. Nothing is falling. It is only up from here. If you do resonate with that, then please pop in the Libra emoji in the comments below. And we're going to keep it moving for the Scorpio Rising collective. Let's tap in for the Scorpio Risings and see what you need to keep most in mind and heart this week. Be bold and make the first move. When you tap in to boldness, when you tap into, first of all, Scorpio Rising energy, y'all know how to be bold. You know how to take up space. You know how to make the first move. So this is confirming that energy to continue to do so if you have no problem to do so. If you have a different alignment in terms of your sun sign and your moon sign, because then this is specifically for the rising signs, then you may be leaning more into your sun, maybe leaning more into your moon, and Spirit is saying you need to start to tap a little bit more into the Scorpio rising alignment, to be bold, to make the first move, to speak up, to speak out, to not be timid, to just remind yourself of this very powerful Scorpio energy. And especially when it comes to standing your ground. So there may be something that you're not speaking up about, that you're not being bold enough about to protect yourself, to make sure that, again, you're, taking up the space that you need to make sure that you're standing your ground. That Spirit is basically telling you right now, you need to make sure to advocate for yourself a lot better. And it could be something particular that's coming this week you're getting a heads up on, to make sure that you're preparing yourself for the bold move that you're going to have to make, to initiate, to activate something. Let's get more into this message. Ooh, interesting. Let's start off with this one. We've got the star card in the reversal position. So this is you making sure to remind yourself that you are a star. When the star comes in the reverse, it is a forgetting of when we look up at the stars in the sky and we revel at the stars in the sky and we're like, oh my God, wow, it's so amazing. Look at how marvelous, how spectacular. Guess what? You too, because we are literally made of the same stuff stars are made of. So look at yourself in the mirror and remind yourself that you are a star. When you are able to do that, it is so much easier to be bold, because look at how the stars twinkle. The stars keep shining and sparkling after they die. I mean, when we think about that, you too, because it's about the essence, it's about the energy, and energy cannot die. It is only transformed. So you now need to transform your energy and get this star quality right side up again, and remind yourself, because it is going to be that much easier for you to be bold and make this first move and shine like the star that you are. Bang, bang, there it is. Queen of Wands, abracadabra, the witch card. Your wish is your command. What you say goes, it is done because you said so. Tapping into the witch energy with the little black cat, you know what I'm saying? The wand, literally abracadabra. So when we're tapping into reminding yourself, I'm gonna keep this star right side up for you. I'm not even gonna put it in the reversal, because I know you got it already. You got it already. Especially with the witch card coming up, the Queen of Wands coming up in the upright position, you know who you are. And anytime you forget, look in the mirror. The eyes are the windows to the soul. Remind yourself that you are made of the same stuff stars are made of. Look up at the night sky and be like, wow. And then look at yourself and be like, wow. And bring yourself back home to that alignment. Bring yourself back to this energy of being bold, of being able to make the first move, of being able to speak your mind and stand your ground. And then we've got the Fool card in the reversal position. And this is just that hesitation. It's why the star came in reverse. But yet you are the Queen of Wands. You're on a precipice. You are at the tip of the iceberg. You are at the ledge of this cliff. And you're just a little bit hesitant to take the leap, to jump off. This is the boldness that is required. This is the first move. This is that just fly. Just take the leap. Don't hesitate anymore. When you know who you are and what you're capable of, it's done. Absolutely done. It's for the Scorpio risings. I do hope that resonates. I hope that it helps everything rise into place. Nothing is falling. It is only up from here. And if you claim that reading, then just throw down the Scorpio emoji in the comments below. And let's tap into Sagittarius Risings. Sagittarius Risings. I see the comments coming through. Thank y'all so much. I'm going to see if I can get through them in the outro, but I'm going to keep the readings going so that it flows, so that when I do the chapters and all that stuff, it, comes through a little bit easier for people to check when they watch later on. But Sagittarius Risings, see what is in store for you. Prosperity lies ahead. New moon in Taurus. You've worked hard. You are tapped in your Jupiter baby. You've got like major expansion all of the time. You've got incredible protection all of the time. And it's just about reminding yourself that you are that guardian. You are that protected. Prosperity is very much guaranteed for you as long as you stay in that alignment. Infinite abundance is absolutely ultimately yours. When we tap into Taurus energy, it is about how grounded you feel, the hard work that you have been doing that is leading to the prosperity. You didn't just like sit on your hands and then this thing is coming and it's like, oh, yay, me. You know what I mean? 5:55 on the time right now. So tapping into that is major change, triple energy of change. 5 is the number of change. So there's an incredible transformation that is happening for you. That is where this prosperity is ultimately waiting for you. And it's you coming into alignment to meet it where it's at. It's already there. It's already yours. This is about timelines. This is about coming into alignment with that most abundant timeline. It's yours. You're already, there's a dimension of you. There's a energy of you. I always say that when you speak to your cells and your selves, because you can literally command every cell in your body, and you can literally tap into all of these different parts of you that are in all of these different dimensions, the multiverse that is happening simultaneously. And it's you just coming into alignment with the one that you want to experience truly in this particular one. So tap into this energy of prosperity. It is absolutely yours. And it's abundant. It is quite abundant. So let's get some further clarification on your prosperity that lies ahead, right? Which means it's still to come, but just keep the faith and be grateful for everything that already is ultimately, because that's the main thing. Sometimes we feel like things are taking too long and then it ends up delaying what it is that is still ahead because we're like, why isn't it, you know? Don't tell spirit and your ancestors and the creator that you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're doing. Why are you taking so long, right? It's given ungrateful, right? So when you tap in instead of, I surrender, it's already done. I'm gonna take it when it comes. Harvest season, everything happens when it's time. Timing is divine. You want ripe fruit. You're gonna wait, right? Your prosperity, you're gonna wait, and it's gonna be worth the wait every time. And you're focusing on what is still standing, because with this energy, with the 5 of Cups, is saying when we cry over spilt milk, instead of focusing on whatever's happened is water under the bridge, we don't pay attention to what is still standing. This is why tapping in, I was just talking about being grateful, not focusing on, this card is literally epitomizing that. Instead of saying, why did that happen? Why is this taking so long? Poor me. That's this energy. Looking down at the spilt instead of raising your head, acknowledging what is still standing and that you can build upon that, that there's a whole bridge that is leading you to a castle, to so much that is there and built for you, but you're only going to be able to see it when you lift up your head, when you tap into the ahead, the prosperity that lies ahead. Only when you lift your head up from what you've lost, perceivably lost, can you see what is still standing? Can you see that water under the bridge, to see the bridge, to know that you can just keep moving and get to what is ahead of you, to get into that more in store. Then we've got the Magician and the 2 of Cups in the reversal position. So this is what, unfortunately, when we think about focusing on what's lost, we're not able to get across that bridge, to get to these energies in the right side up position. The ahead is because where we are still, where the Sagittarius Rising's energies are still, is questioning why things are taking too long. You're waiting for love. Some of you are waiting for the divine partnership, waiting for the perfect job or professional partnership. Things fell apart, didn't work out. So you're, again, focusing on what didn't work out. Reminding yourself that you're a magician and that you have all of the tools at your disposal, literally all of the suits at your disposal. This energy of infinite abundance, infinity, is what is going to make sure that you continue to keep yourself upright, that you look up, that you keep your head up so that you can achieve the prosperity that lies ahead. This energy's got to come right side up again. And all you have to do that is focus on faith, on patience, and gratitude. The prosperity that lies ahead is on the other side of that bridge. Just keep your head up. Just keep your head up, and what lies ahead, that prosperity that lies ahead, is guaranteed. And then you will come into the alignment of your magician quality, abracadabra, your wish is your command, and then every single partnership on every level must find you. There's no way that it can miss you because you have found you. We are not doing the work to find ourselves, but then we want to find others. We want them to find us. We are hidden to them because we're hidden to ourselves. So tap in to what you need to do to come into this high vibration, to come into the prosperity, to come into focusing on what is still standing, keeping your head up. And I promise you, you're going to see the bridge that is going to lead you to all of this infinite abundance. It's guaranteed. Sagittarius Rising, I do hope that that resonates. If it does, please put the Sagittarius Rising or just the Sagittarius zodiac sign in the comments below. And I do hope that it helps everything rise into place. Nothing is falling. It is only up from here. Keeping it moving for the Capricorn Risings. Capricorn Risings, let's see what is in store for you. Capricorn Risings, give thanks to the Capricorns. Thank you, Spirit. Tapping in for Capricorn Rising Collective. What would you have them know? A win-win outcome is forecast. Capricorn Risings. Whatever it is, you winning. Good, bad, or ugly. And it may not have been peachy clean all the time. And it may be rough coming through it. But a win-win is forecast for you. So stay in that vibration regardless of what happens. There are going to be tests, there are going to be trials, and especially if you are dealing with something that you're not sure how it's going to outcome at the end of it, just hold faith. Hold on to the vision that you cannot lose. And don't even think of it as I cannot lose. Take lose out of the vocabulary altogether. And this energy of win-win means it's not just you that's going to win. It means that the other person somehow, whether it's down the road, down the line, they'll figure it out. They win in too. This is like a bigger picture kind of situation. This is a balanced energy. This is Libra equilibrium. You know what I mean? Coming into that perfect alignment. Everybody gets some. There's enough for everybody kind of energy. So tap into that. Stay connected to that. Capricorn alignment is so hardworking. Sometimes you might not feel like you're getting everything out of this hard work. This time you will. This time you will. You're juggling a lot. Two of Pentacles. And this is also when we tap into this energy of win-win. We look at this dual balance energy, right? With the scales of justice. And then we look at this energy of juggling, this energy of the loop, of the infinity sign, right? What goes around comes around. This is the tapping in to the choices that you're making that ultimately are going to lead to justice, that's going to lead to balance, to fairness, as long as that is what you are putting out. Karmic energy. What goes around comes around. So continue to put out what it is that you want to get back. You cannot lose. You will win in this situation. And again, as long as you're being honest in your field, being fair and just and all that, then the person that is opposing you ultimately can't lose either, because they're not dealing with negative energy. They're not dealing with somebody that's just trying to hurt or harm. You're being fair. So even when you win, they will still win, even if they feel in some ways that they're losing something. They're not losing because luckily they're up against someone who is just and who is fair and who is kind. So just stay that person and it's going to work itself out. Hangman energy, inner enlightenment, very stable energy. And it's sometimes an energy when we think about doing the opposite of what it is that you think that you should do. So just as I'm saying, and what's coming to mind right away, Capricorn Rising, is in this situation, if at any point you feel like, you know what, I'm going to play dirty. I'm going to do it the way they're doing it. You know, two can play that game. Don't do it. Don't do it. This is exactly what the Hangman energy says. Whatever comes to mind that is not necessarily, and then you might even feel like it's fair. Why wouldn't it be fair? If they can, why can't I? Because it's not you. That's why. It's not you. And karma is real and God is always watching. So even though you might feel like, why can't I if they are? Let them be them. Like that's the energy of when they go low, go high. You know what I'm saying? Stay in the high vibration. Because whatever it is that you might think that you lose on a, tangible energy on the worldly stage, you gonna get it no matter what. And either way, you gonna get it. So the question is, what do you want to get, right? Because you get what you give. So stay in the vibration of high vibes. You got a choice. And the choice ultimately is, when you think about the world at your fingertips, The wand energy is about creativity, is about combustion, is about fire, is about passion. And this is the choice that you're always going to have in regards to what kind of world you want to create for yourself. This energy of karma, this energy of, again, such dual energy here, right? You've got double twos here and you've got the scales of justice. Look at all these twos, because you're going to be faced with the challenge of, do I do it this way or do I do it that way? Do I do it my way? Do I do it their way? Like, what is it that's really going to make me win? I'm tired of doing it this way. It doesn't seem like it's working for me. So let me try it like this instead. Just lead with integrity. Lead with the world that you want to live in. Choose the things that you want to experience for yourself. Treat others, again, classic golden rule type stuff, right? Because no matter what it is, you are going to get it back, good, bad, or ugly. So just be very discerning in regards to what it is that you're putting out there. You've got the 10 of Cups in the reversal position. So this is also telling me that this dynamic that you're experiencing has to do with family, has to potentially do with divorce or breakup, custody situation, dealing with children that isn't necessarily going as fairly and as kindly. This could be about a court case, again, custody, family court, this kind of thing. And you don't feel like things are fair. You don't feel like things are being just, and you feel like somebody has taken something from you. Even if that feels like that now, stay in integrity. If it's involving children, always focus on the children first. Always focus on the best interest of the child, especially if the person that you are up against, or technically is up against you, is not putting the child first, because it is going to be seen. And this is why this energy of a win-win is going to find its way, no matter what. If this is a custody thing and somebody's trying to take your child or whatever the case is, they might think they want that kind of responsibility, but they're going to figure it out sooner or later, especially if you're a mom, and this is no offense to the dads, you know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of work that goes into what it means to be a full-time parent. And it's not always easy, especially if dad is working, and if, you know what I mean? And the maternal thing and the lack of or whatever. Again, nobody come for me in the comments if you're feeling some type of way, because it is what it is. Mama is mama, okay? So for those mamas that are dealing with a particular thing, and that he is potentially trying to just exercise power, just be in mama mode. Just be in your mama bear mode. Focus on baby. Focus on what is in the best interest of your child. He is going to figure out, you know what? I really don't want to do this full time. I'm just trying to get back at her. You know what I'm saying? And the truth is going to find its way to the surface no matter what. So right now it feels imbalanced, but win-win. It's going to work for everybody. So that was for somebody specific. I hope that you received it. And I hope that it helps everything rise into place. Nothing is falling. It is only up from here. Capricorn Risings. If you do claim that reading, then throw the Capricorn emoji in the comments below. And now we get into Aquarius Risings. My fellow Aquarius Risings, I am one of you. Let us see what is in store for us this week to help everything rise into place. Give thanks, Spirit. That was 3 cards. That was 2 cards. Try to get a single card. Oh, got one. It flipped out. It's time to take action. Talk about the energy that we are literally in, because we had our solar eclipse, new moon, super moon in Aries. There it is. Time to take action. Despite Mercury retrograde, despite Venus retrograde, there is very much an energy of combustion and action and drive and passion and bloom and get her done kind of energy, specifically absolutely for Aquarius Risings, because we are on the front lines of this spiritual war. We've got Pluto in Aquarius for the next 20 plus years. We are absolutely transforming the face of the earth, of the universe right now. And it is about our inspired action. It is about our initiative. It is about taking the leap of faith, not being afraid of knowing that this is absolutely our role. It's what we came here to do. None of us Aquarius Risings have experienced Pluto in Aquarius. 148 years, 248 years. This is the kind of energy that we're talking about. 248 year cycle. So we in lifetimes have not experienced this. So we are here for a reason. Aquarius Risings are here for we chose this. So understand and understand that this action and the time, there is no rest for us right now for the next 20, y'all. There ain't no rest for us for the next 20, but we chose this. Know that we are meant to do this work. And we're being trained. We're absolutely being trained. So let's get some further clarification. Being trained for infinite abundance and love and domestic harmony and alignment and new cycles and new beginnings, because we are coming in from an energy of being heart-centered, of thinking about community and humanity and family and society. This is the work. This is the dream. This is the goal. And we are leading by example for a reason. We've got many, many choices at our disposal, but we have to remember to be discerning, because not everything in those cups are meant for us. A lot is going to be there to distract and deflect and deter and doubt, right? And create all of this confusion, particularly for Aquarius risings, because of the work that we're supposed to do, because we are on the front lines. And if we're on the front lines and we're distracted and looking down, not only are we a target, but everybody behind us. So we've got to stay alert. We've got to be aware. We have to be discerning. We have to release to increase. We have to absolutely take away what does not serve us during this time, because that is part of the work to make sure that we are able to stand strong and firm on these front lines for humanity. Now the 10 of Pentacles. Yo, when you get the 10 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups in the upright position, this is what is inevitable for us. This is like the reward for the work, for the choice that our souls made, for the mission that is absolutely accomplished. Congratulations to us in advance for this work. This is the abundance. This is the reward. It is in love. It is in money. It is in work. It is in relationship. It is in all of it. And more importantly, it is in utopia. It is in new earth. It is in new timelines, abundant timelines. It is programming this game, this matrix, this simulation the way that we want to. People say it's a game and we're playing this game, right? We're not players, we're programmers. If there's anybody that is a programmer of this game, it's the Aquarius Rising Collective, straight up. And when you play a game, you can get played. We ain't getting played. We've been played. It's time for us to program this game, all right? We got the cheat codes and all of that, but the cheat codes are for the collective to finally win. And this is what we are winning. This is the reward for this game that we are ultimately reprogramming for the betterment of humanity. Yay us, yay us, yay us. Because like, if that wasn't enough, we've got accolades and we've got this reputation. We've got high horse energy, but it's not about not being humble. It's about getting what we're due, right? The 6 of Wands is literally like, I did this work, I've accomplished. This is what I came here to do, and I succeeded in doing it. And people are going to know our names. They're going to just know that this is the work that was done. And it could be in the smallest thing that we're doing that is leading us to this kind of abundance. But you know your purposeful work. Whether you're a singer, whether you're an artist, whether you're a writer, whether you're a coder, whatever it is that you're doing in all of the realms that Aquarius navigates, which is all of it. We're aliens, for crying. I mean, we all are, but especially Aquarius risings. So when you are tapping in to this work that you are here to do, that's all it is. Like, you literally are just doing your purpose. You know what that is. And it is going to reverberate, and it is going to create such, and the ambition is going to bring the accolades. It is going to, again, bring this reputation, and people are going to know you for what it is that you do and that you do well. So, yet again, yay us. The 8 of Cups. This is release to increase energy. This is very much solar eclipse or lunar eclipse dual energy. We had both in 1 month, a lunar eclipse and then a solar eclipse. So when we tap into this energy of release to increase, feel it to heal it, face it to replace it, urge to purge, it is only up from here. It can only be good. The thing, though, with the reversal energy is that we are often through this journey, just like I said, we're going to be tested. We're going to be thrown distractions and all of these things that might not be for us. Here it is right here, because there's a lot that's going to come through that's going to make us walk away from. and then think, oh, maybe I should give them another chance. Oh, maybe that's not what they meant. Or maybe I'll try again. That's in one of these cups that's not for us. If you've walked away because something, someone, some energy within ultimately told you this ain't it, when you know it ain't it, you know it ain't it. So ultimately, that's the choice, to walk away. When you walk away, don't walk back. Whatever is for you is still ahead. We're just at the beginning of this stage. Okay, we've got 20 years in the future of this Pluto and Aquarius alignment. We just started. We're not even a year into this. This transition happened in November. So when we're tapping into what is yet to come, again, that release to increase, face it to replace it, feel it to heal it, urge to purge, this is the epitome of that energy. That more in store. It's on the other side of that door. So don't walk back. Don't walk back. And it doesn't mean not to forgive, and it doesn't mean to not be kind, and it doesn't mean any of those things. It just means to choose you. And oftentimes when we go backwards, when we choose again, when we give another chance, we're not just telling someone who did us wrong that it's okay. We're telling them that we liked it. And that's a very dangerous message to give someone that has caused hurt and harm and hindrance in our lives, especially after we figure it out and walk away and then say, you can do it again. I'm back for more, right? Be mindful, be mindful, powerful. And I'm receiving it. I'm receiving it as well. So my fellow Aquarius risings, let us heed, because if our hearts are all jacked up and if we're not, we can't do this work. We can't do this work. And this is why our alignments are going to be more targeted, especially by the powers that once were. Because if we don't do it, it's not getting done. We are on the front lines. We are leading this game. We are programming this game right now. So it's not just for us. Everybody wins or everybody loses. Pressure, no pressure. You know what I'm saying? Like no pressure, pressure, because it's that deep. It's that real. And it's our stuff. It's literally our work. So I hope that helps everything rise into place. Nothing is falling. It's only up from here, fellow Aquarius risings. If you do claim that reading, then drop the Aquarius symbol in the comments below. And last but never least, Pisces risings. Let's see. Ooh. A new start is coming, and we are in a new start energy. New moon energy, as we had yesterday, in a new year, Aries alignment, right? And you kicked us off. Pisces always ends the year to bring in Aquarius, and we stand on your shoulders in so many ways, right? And now we're at the start of this new energy, and then the year is going to progress, and then we fall back on the Pisces alignment. You get this new energy right now. You get this insurgence of newness, of a new day, of a new beginning. This is like kind of like your reward for carrying that weight. So claim and name and demand and command this new start, this new beginning that is meant for you after being the sign that creates so much culmination, so much release for everybody, including for yourselves, to make space for this newness. Awesome. Tapping in for the Pisces Rising Collective. We've got the Eight of Swords thus far. So this is an energy of whatever you're feeling stuck in, when you're feeling like you're trapped, blindfolded, held down by somebody. This is an energy of imposter syndrome, because it can also be just how you're seeing yourself. Know that your feet are free to walk away. And yeah, of course, there's a little bit of hesitation when you're blindfolded and tied up. Walk? What do you mean? I can't see where I'm going. That's dangerous. Yes, and risks, right? But it's also dangerous to just kind of stand there and not know what's coming for you when you can't see what's coming towards you and you're tied up. So either way, it's a risk. But when you stay stuck and choose to stay stuck, when you can move forward, that's a choice that you're making. And if we have to tap into faith and favor, as we hear the sirens, whenever there is like a very specific outside sound that is happening during a reading, I always heed. There's an emergency in regards to you walking away from something that does not serve. It is also about immediate, like, don't waste time with this anymore. This new start, that is waiting for you can only happen when you move forward from what is not working. When you walk away from what is making you feel trapped and making you feel like you're not in your full faculties, that you're not a sovereign soul. So this is very important. And again, as I was saying before the sirens, thank you, Spirit, for bringing it back to me, in regards to faith and favor. When you have faith, you will walk without seeing what's in front of you, because the whole definition of faith is believing in the unseen. You will be rewarded for that faith. There's no question. If you decide, listen, Spirit, I can't see where I'm going. I don't know what's ahead of me, but I know you. And I know you got me. And I know that I got me. And I know that where I am right now isn't for me. So what choice do I have but to keep moving, but to walk in full faith, full speed ahead, knowing that you got me, knowing that I am favored, that I am anointed, that I am blessed, and that it's gotta be better where I'm going than where I am right now. You're going to be rewarded for that. There's no question. If you're waiting for the epitome of love, right? This new start, new beginning. This is about relationships too, that if you're in something that you don't feel vulnerable enough, that you don't feel protected and safe and cuddled and all of the things that you want to feel in a loving relationship, it's yet to come. But he's over there when you're still stuck here, right? He's here, or she's here. You're here. So you can stay here, or you can walk, even if you can't see him. And then there it is. And then there it is. There's the risk. There's the gamble, just like I was talking about. And then you have the Wheel of Fortune. Spin the wheel, baby. Because ultimately, you know what it is when you're here and you stay. You know what it is. And if that's cool, cool. But if you can imagine what it could be, and all you got to do is take that risk, spin that wheel, take the gamble, what do you have to lose? That's really the question. Because if this is what you have to lose, we're good. You know what I'm saying? Like, they can have that. There's more in store. And yes, it is a risk. And yes, it is a gamble. And yes, you might not know for sure. But this you know for sure. So if you're not fully content with this, what do you really have to lose? By spinning the wheel, by taking the risk, by taking the gamble, and walking forward, even when you cannot see what is ahead of you, especially if this is what you could be walking towards. And this could be another person. This could be just in terms of your self-love, the right environment, a new country, something that is going to fulfill your heart, something that is going to bring you in alignment with emotional intelligence. That is what you are walking towards. That is what you are taking the risk and the gamble to experience. That is the new beginning, the new day. So, Pisces Rising, yay you, if you choose you, ultimately. So I hope that resonates. I hope that it helps everything rise into place. Nothing is falling. It is only up from here. And if you do claim this reading, then please put the Pisces emoji in the comments below. And that's that. Made it to the end. We made it to the end. I am grateful for you all. I am here every Sunday, live at 5, to give you a glimpse into your week ahead, to help you just keep what needs to be in mind and heart through the week, to help everything rise into place. There were some comments. Let me see. I think I missed. Katan is a Cancer. Awesome. Fenosh says the Rider deck is so popular lately. I wonder why. And it's not even, I mean, for me, I guess I will say not lately, because that's what I started with. And it is the original deck, right? When we think about all of the new tarot decks, they're all based on the Rider-Waite. The Rider-Waite Smith. I will always bring Pamela Coleman Smith, you speak your name, who did all of the illustrations, who received all of these illustrations in dreams and in visions, and and we tap into these visuals, these symbologies, these icons in any of the future, the recent decks in regards to that. So a lot of people are going back to it, just like my brand, Back to Natural, because it's about going back to the source, back to nature, back to the root of things, you know, back to the organic, how something started. Because you can rendition all you want, but a rendition starts with a root. A rendition cannot come just out of nowhere. There's got to be some baseline, there's got to be a foundation that you start with, and then you build upon it. So the Rider-Waite-Smith is definitely the foundation, is the first, is, you know, the most comprehensive, especially in regards to the 78, you know, number deck. So people are coming back home, definitely coming back home. It's what I started with. I've got multiple tarot decks, but more often than not, I just stick with the Rider-Waite-Smith, because again, there's so many, you know, symbols in regards to how you're learning and when you learn, you know, tarot, that even in a new deck, your visual will go back to these to give a specific message because of this foundation. So it's very, very powerful. And I always, when I'm teaching tarot, when people say they're interested in learning, I will every single time say, start with Rider-Waite-Smith. If you want to learn tarot, you got to know the fundamentals. Rider-Waite-Smith is absolutely the fundamental. So definitely. Dejan Triminik, benedictia tu in mulibieris e benedictus fructus ventris. That is from Ave Maria, right? And give thanks for the message and for the blessings. Ave Maria. I love that song. And Nigel says, how are you doing? Gemini, questioning. I'm a Taurus Sun, Virgo Moon, Aquarius Rising. If you were saying you're a Gemini, then welcome, welcome. Thank you, thank you. And Chosen One, Jeffrey Wheeler says, hello, 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 Jeffrey. Thank you for joining the live. I appreciate you all so much. Again, I'm here every Sunday, live at 5. And then I also do a Tuesday tea at 2, live here, as well as on Instagram. So follow me on Instagram as well if you want to stay in touch there. I post daily, pretty much, with a lot of as above, so below energies, a lot of my art. I'm an artist as well, abstract artist. I have my own gallery. So if you're in Brooklyn and you want to come and see my gallery, you should definitely touch base with me as well. I do crystal jewelry and brew my own oils and teas and all kinds of magical stuff. So tapping into, again, back to natural. You know, it's time to get back to natural. So that's all. I appreciate y'all very, very much. I will see you hopefully here on Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if not, then I will be back here as well on Sunday, live at 5 for the week to come for the rising signs oracle observations. I do private readings as well. I do remote readings as well. So if anybody wants some one-on-one love and guidance and, you know, just a heads up into things, then definitely touch base with me as well. Email is backinatural@gmail.com. The 2 instead of a TO is a double I for INI energy, tapping into the master number 11 as well. So BACKII natural@gmail.com. So that's it for this Sunday. Again, blessings for this super moon in Aries, solar eclipse, very, very powerful energy. We're seeing the as above, so below. We're seeing things very combustible in regards to politics and weather and a lot of stuff that the powers that once were are tampering with ultimately. And I got to be careful what I say on YouTube and Instagram and all of these things. But if you're here and you're tapped in, you know what's up. So all of that to say, pay attention, be discerning, but stay in alignment. Stay in the frequency that it is only up from here. This is why I say everything is rising into place. Normally they say everything's falling into place. Nothing is falling. It is only up from here once you stay high vibes. So rising signs, I thank you. I am grateful. Until the next time. Lest we forget, in the meantime and in between time, time to get back to natural. Peace.